It's 11 p.m. and these are the headlines. Closing of the ordinary parliamentary session of the year 2023-2024, the speakers of the two chambers are calling for mobilization for the next presidential elections, and we'll be listening to them in a few minutes. Close up on Spirulina production in Biskra province. A biotechnology researcher opened a farm and is now supplying the 58 provinces and various pharmaceutical laboratories with this nutritious algae. The first groups of children coming from the four corners of Algeria begin to join Sidiford holiday camps. More than 32,000 children will be attending this program, including 2,000 children from our communities settled abroad. Welcome back, everyone. The 2023-2024 ordinary parliamentary session closed this Sunday in accordance with the provisions of Article 138 of the Constitution and Article 5 of Organic Law 1612, amended and supplemented, setting out the organisation and functioning of the National People's Assembly and the Council of the Nation, as well as the functional relations between the chambers of Parliament and the government. The Council of the Nation closed its parliamentary session amid a plenary meeting chaired by the Speaker of the Council, Salah Koujil, in the presence of the Speaker of the National People's Assembly, Ibrahim Boughali, the President of the Constitutional Court, Omar Belhaj, PM Nadil Arbawi, and members of the government. Koujil outlined the progress made by Algeria in various fields, calling on Algerians inside and outside the country to mobilize for the forthcoming presidential elections. I invite you to have a listen.
الحمد لله هذا تقريب 5 سنوات اللي فاتت.
Following the election of the President of the Republic, Abdelmadjid Tebboune, Algeria has made a step forward during the last 5 years in all the sectors, especially in politics and economy. We have reached today a point of no return in terms of economic independence, which will preserve our political independence. Our country has now a strong impact at the regional and international levels. We're also very proud of the People's National Army and its achievements in all the sectors.
اللي يوصل ليه الجيش الوطني الشعبي نتاعنا في كل.
The National People's Assembly also closed its parliamentary session at a plenary meeting chaired by the Speaker of the NPA, Ibrahim Boughali, in the presence of the Speaker of the Council of the Nation, Salah Koujil, the President of the Constitutional Court, Omar Belhaj, PM Nadil Arbawi, and members of the government. Taking the floor, Boughali stressed the importance of consolidating and promoting the gains that have been made, as well as our collective commitment to ensuring the success of the forthcoming elections, which will strengthen democracy in our country. And now I invite you to listen to his speech.
إنه لمن الجدير بالتنويه والإشادة ومن قبيل العوفان بصانع الرجال.
On this occasion, I want to express my gratitude and hail the initiative of the President of the Republic, Abdelmadjid Tebboune, who brought together the two chambers of the Parliament and delivered the speech to the nation. Thus establishing a laudable tradition that gives back the rightful place to this legislative power resulting from the people's will, in complementarity with the executive and legal power. With these words, our ordinary parliament session comes to an end, guided by a brighter future after our country outcame several obstacles and challenges, and made countless achievements that allowed us to move forward in the building and development process.
وحققت من الإنجازات ما أهلها لأن تواصل مسيرة البناء والتنمية بعزم وثبات.
The Area Council for Youth organized in the province of Oman a regional conference for active young people from the provinces of the west of the country, with the participation of 400 young people from 13 provinces, and who discussed through workshops the means likely to lead to cooperation between them and in the implementation of various programs, starting with raising awareness among young people on the importance of taking part in the presidential elections on the 7th of September. Noordin Hussein bin Ibrahim, speaker of the National Observatory for Civil Society, and as he chaired a regional meeting on the theme of effective citizenship and active society, stated that civil society is called upon to mobilize in order to raise awareness among citizens and promote an electoral culture within all categories of society. To Biskra province and its production potentials, where a successful project has been launched by a researcher who took the challenge of planting Spirulina in the region, a nutritional microalgae in high demand for the manufacture of food supplements. عمل بعقبة نجح طيار explain.
The spirulina, with its unparalleled nutritional values as a freshwater microalgae, it got qualified as a superfood by the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization. And due to its endless benefits, this biotechnology researcher from Biskra province took an interest in it and started a farm in Lodaya municipality.
We are the only spirulina producer in Algeria. We started producing it in 2021 and distributed it to all 58 provinces of the country. The consumer number one of this product are the laboratories of dietary supplements and people suffering from malnutrition.
This singular farm has a harvesting capacity of 500 kilograms of spirulina per year.
After the spirulina cultivation, we dry it in several steps. The first step, we use a pressing machine to remove all the water. The second step, we increase the surface of the spirulina and shape it. The consumption of up to 5 grams of spirulina can compensate for nutritional needs throughout the day.
By dint of determination and perseverance of this researcher, his farm could produce a quality spirulina that is in great demand on the national market.
No less than 86 Sahrawi students arrived this Sunday at the Huwari Boumediene Airport. The first flight from Spain arrived at 1 p.m. These young people are joining their families in the refugee camps in Tindouf, and the operation is part of the summer program for Sahrawis. Let's have a listen to them.
We came from Spain and we will meet our families in the camps.
I thank the Algerian authorities. I'm here in my second country.
We came to visit our families. The trip was very good and our Algerian brothers are taking care of us. This initiative is part of the summer program. The children are hosted by families and friends committees during summer.
We welcome today Sahrawi children and students visiting the camps in Tindouf. Like every year, all the facilitations are available at the Algiers International Airport, and we're happy to welcome them in their second country, Algeria.
A few days before the Independence Day, the Algerian consulate in Geneva organized a garden party for the Algerian community to celebrate this major day. Afif Boulouchat and Yassine Hamdi.
The Algerians living in Geneva met at the Algerian consulate for a first and exceptional garden party to celebrate Eid al-Adha and the Independence Day at the same time.
Celebrating Eid al-Adha with family and friends is a way to preserve our culture and teach our values to the next generations, which will strengthen the bonds that unite our community.
Wearing their most elegant outfits, the guests were happily enjoying delicious Algerian meals.
It's the occasion to meet our compatriots. It's also the opportunity to exchange our experiences. It's very well organized. It's also important for the children. The meals are delicious. The families and their children are having a good time.
In a friendly atmosphere full of joy, children are having fun in the playground.
It's really amazing. Thanks a lot.
This first garden party for the Algerian community in Geneva is a success. It's the beginning of a new tradition.
On the international scene, the Zionist army keeps bombarding the Gaza Strip, particularly in the north. The Sujaira sector was targeted and attacks also bombed Rafah. According to the UN's Office for Humanitarian Affairs, 60,000 to 80,000 Palestinians have fled the east and northeast of Gaza City following the evacuation order issued by the occupying army on Thursday. More than 37,877 Palestinians have been killed and at least 43 just in the last 24 hours. Mauritania's outgoing President Al-Ghazouani is well ahead after around 90% of the votes cast in Saturday's presidential election were counted. Mohammed Sheikh Al-Ghazouani has more than 55% of the vote, according to the Electoral Commission's online platform. This Sunday, the anticipated legislative elections in France took place. According to the Ministry of the Interior, the turnout exceeds 59% in metropolitan France. This election is rising the tension following the last European elections. Exit polls showed that the far-right National Rally Party won the first round of France's parliamentary election today with 34% of the vote. The final result will depend on days of horse trading before the next week's run-off. Afaf Belouchat and Najah Tayar.
The elections taking place in France might bring a significant change following a dissolution that took the entire political class by surprise. The French went out in large numbers at midday to vote, making a new record since 1981 legislative elections.
The best answer to the happenings in France is to vote. I always vote, but this time I vote because I'm afraid of the future.
And for a good reason, this campaign has been characterized by a nauseating climate dominated by xenophobia and racism, releasing hate speeches on social networks. And the far right is euphoric after having imposed the theme of foreigners, in particular the Algerian, presented as responsible for all that was said. The seniors in the secret army organization, those who founded the National Rally, are the ones who believe in the idea carried out by Pétain, that is sorting out the French, even between good French, who would only have one nationality, and bad French, who might have others. No one has been spared. Journalists and people of North African origin have been targeted repeatedly by racist threats. The other target was Muslims. They were accused of being at the root of the anti-Semitism that has been going on for centuries in France, despite the repeated clarifications of the Grand Mosque of Paris Dean, who stressed on the point that the far right was the common enemy, and this climate affected significantly the Muslims' daily lives.
If you ask any Muslim living here, they will tell you about the oppression we suffer.
On the other hand, the left tried to overcome the obstacles of division and campaigned relentlessly to block the National Front. However, the two-round voting system remains unfavorable to them, whatever the result is in the first round.
And this sad news we've received of our colleague, the retired sound technician Abdul Hamid Ait Abdullah, who passed away after a long illness. On his behalf and on behalf of the EPTV workers, the General Director expressed his most sincere condolences to the family of the late, praying Allah to welcome him in his best paradise. Sports, the Algerian gymnast Kylie Namou won the gold medal on the uneven bars at the Rome Gym Trophy 2024, held on Sunday in Romania. The 17-year-old Algerian achieved maximum score of 15.667, which is her best personal performance on the uneven bars since the start of the season. Congratulations. And the first groups of children coming from the four corners of Algeria began to join Sidifroj holiday camps. More than 32,000 children will be attending this program, including 2,000 children from our community settled abroad. A friendly atmosphere that Ahmed Swilah described it to us in this topic of Rania Al-Bahri.
Under the slogan Recreational Activities and Educational Tourism, Holiday and leisure camps for children and young people have officially opened their doors, welcoming children from all the provinces of Algeria and 2,000 children from the national community residing abroad.
This year, the holiday camps will host 32,000 children, including children from the community settled abroad, starting from the 11th of July till the 4th of September.
Cultural and sporting activities were offered to them, as well as outings to discover the different tourist attractions in order to offer these little vacationers an amazing experience. The National Youth Agency mobilized a large number of qualified supervisors to ensure their safety and comfort.
Everything is nice here. We have fun. We learn a lot of things. They will take us to the beach and take us for a walk too. We are going to visit Jama Aljazair and the Martyr Sanctuary. They will even buy us toys.
In addition to the fun and joy they bring to children, these camps are a privileged place for learning the culture of citizenship and living together.
And that was it for today's news. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.